Howdy, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
My
Bob.
microphone's on, by the way, isn't it, Liz? Okay, good.
Clear?
Today we're going to talk about how to stop anxiety, worry, and stress. I was just worried about my microphone.
Yeah.
How to stop anxiety, worry, and stress, and sleep like a baby. So this is kind of cool because it's a lot based on this book, right, Brad? You're going to talk about?
We're going to get into that.
But I was actually a student of the Mayo Clinic, and I worked at the Mayo Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Mayo brothers stated that at one point, Will and Charlie Mayo stated that half of hospital stays were due to nervous troubles.
Problems.
Because of how they manifested themselves.
Right, through people typically anxiety, worry, and stress, what the title is. And if you can control that, the body responds in such a positive way, and sleep goes along with that.
And vice versa.
Right.
If you don't control it, it's amazing how it manifests itself. I mean, you can actually, the ulcers and the...
Right.
I mean, I knew a girl that when I was really young, she had had so many surgeries already, and she was just this anxious person. I swear that even carpal tunnel and everything was coming because of her anxiety.
Sure.
It was just a strange thing. So
you weren't supposed to tell that story yet.
Oh, wasn't I?
We got to get on.
Oh yeah. By the way, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go over to the Facebook and like us. Brad and I are quite proud. We've hit 50,000 likes. Yeah, if you like us, we're going to send positive vibes your way, and you're going to become one of our good vibers.
And you're going to have less stress.
Less stress, yeah.
There you go.
You can't have stress when you have good vibrations going on.
Right.
No.
All right. So this particular title and book, I just wanted to share briefly a little experience I had with a ton of stress, anxiety in my life. It was 18 years ago. I was going through a divorce. And, there's financial things going on, personal things you're thinking about, your children, and in my case, my child.
Yeah, it's one of the top three, isn't it? Stressors.
By far, I was stressed out big time. And so I got this book by Dale Carnegie. It's not a recently written book, but it's going to show the test of time. Everything in here relates to the human being and how you relate to stress, and it gives a number of answers on how to help control
This is a classic, and I've read it myself. I've read a lot of his books by Dale Carnegie. This one's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living.
Correct.
It was published in 1948.
Right.
But these are principles that don't die. These are just as sound right today as they were back in 1948.
And we were just discussing a lot of the newer books, the newer authors that have the same
concept.
Topic. They use the same. They just kind of hash the same answers that he's done, just in their own experiences or their own
Exactly,
words.
or they think they came up with it on their own, but it was already done many years ago. So I mean, this guy was the pioneer, and really I think they're fantastic books. I really do. I think they're really worthwhile. You take the time.
You can't go wrong with a book if you have some of these concerns, and most everyone has these.
Everybody's got trouble with worry and stress, and it's more than ever. I mean, by far.
It's how do you control it?
I was surprised. I've had 3 children that go on to college now, and the first child I took to college, they were talking about anxiety and depression, and I'm like, to me, that was almost a foreign concept. I never even hardly, heard about that among friends. But they were saying 50% of the students were making use of the counseling services.
Oh.
I was like, wow.
To manage stress?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a huge issue. I mean,
yeah, it's from all ages, from, even in high school, as you know. I just want to give an example. This book, there's an extreme this is one example in this book. Since I read it, I always think about this. His name was actually Earl P. Haney. This is back in the 20s. Businessman, a lot of stress at work, and he was taking all this stress into his body. He got very ill with stomach ulcers. They were having to pump his stomach on a daily basis. He went from 175 pounds down to 90 pounds.
Wow.
I mean, he was basically skin and bones. The doctors literally said, this is terminal. You're not going to survive. And he just said, okay,
he's going to prepare.
He's going to prepare. He wanted to do some traveling. He said the doctors did not recommend it, but he says, I'm going to go on a ship, and I'm going to go as far as I can go. And he literally bought a casket and put it on the ship.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I put it on the ship, and he said, you know, if I pass away, I want you to put my body in this casket and put it in the cooler section. And
Wow.
so that's what happened. He went on the ship, and he left, and all of his worries were behind him. He forgot about everything, and within a few weeks, he started feeling better, and he actually had a complete recovery. He came back from his trip. It was a number of months, and he came back. His weight was going back up. He was starting to actually party with the people on the ship, and he went back into business. And that's
Wow.
he went back into business, and
hopefully with a different mindset, so
right,
it didn't worry as much.
Right. He was a different person. He did not worry. He realized that everything he was bottled up inside about his business, his worries, were completely, and not productive and just tearing them apart.
Okay, well, I get to tell a story too.
Okay.
This one's a personal one. So I was taking a master's degree class in administration,
Sure.
health administration. And I was really young, and all the people in the class were older, and they all had jobs where they were managing like 50 people,
Sure.
So I was like the novice, and I didn't know what I was talking about. And I had to give a speech in front of them. And I'm like, I have to give a speech to these people? They all are already accomplished.
Sure.
I mean, I was only in my 20s. And that day, I literally got sick. I mean, I was like, I must have came down with the flu or something. I mean,
Sure.
So I go in, I tough it out, I give the speech. I feel fine after that. Literally, it was just making me sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people have gone through that before, but it's like, I was shocked at how bad I felt before and how good I felt afterwards.
Right.
So I hope it's got a lot of hits, right?
Right. It's just got some things to manage that, as well as this, Earl Haney, who had gotten so sick. And one of the strategies they use, and they got a number of strategies, and I've heard you talk about this one in the past, is live in day-tight compartments. In other words, look at today, think about what you need to do today. Don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow, what might happen tomorrow, or what happened.
Yeah, I'm just going to get through today.
Right.
I'm going to deal with today. They said Bill Clinton was going through this when he was going through impeachment and stuff. Seriously,
Sure.
They said he was very good at compartmentalizing.
Right.
So like, he's running the country, and he could focus on that one area, and he wouldn't worry about all the other things going on.
Right.
I mean, that's an incredible ability to do that.
Right. And they give examples on how,
On how to
suggestions
do that?
on how to do that, so you can get through the day and not come out of the day completely exhausted from worry and anxiety.
Sure. Yeah. It serves no purpose, unfortunately, worrying, unless makes you take action. And try to solve your problem or whatever it is. But so how many were these sold, Brad?
Over 6 million are sold in 36 different languages.
So it's around the world.
Right.
I mean,
It's a fantastic book. So once again, I'm thinking this is also part of getting into our.
Yeah, we can fix just about anything except for
a broken heart.
But we're working on it.
Right.
If stress is breaking your heart, we'll get it fixed.
There you go. Get this book. We do have it in our list of favorite products, by the way.
List of favorite books?
Books. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.